Fan of riding your bicycle all year round, the City of Madison's engineering division asks for your patience clearing snow and ice from the paths. Officials say that process takes coordination between the engineering and parks department. They prioritize using brushes and machinery to clear paths and try to minimize salt use to protect the environment. New as of January 1st, crews are clearing paths more often than they used to.
As of the first of the year, we also are clearing bike paths on weekends and holidays during big snow events. So we're adding that extra layer of service for all of our residents that use those paths. Even when it's snowing, we know that Madison's a bike-friendly community, so we know that it's important for those kind of paths to be cleared.
City officials are also working to build an online map that shows which paths have been cleared so bicyclists and runners can plan out their route before they head out the door.
A popular bar and music venue in Rock County is in danger of losing its right to sell alcohol.
That's the Back Bar in Janesville. It's been a concern for police since an incident there in November. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter spoke to Janesville's police chief as well as the bar's owner. Joined us now from a Rock County bureau with how a birthday party set this all into motion. Adam?
Eric and Susan, it was that birthday party back in early November that brought about 100 people to the Back Bar in Janesville. And just as things were wrapping up for the night, shots started to ring out from the parking lot. Now, today I talked to the bar's co-owner, Bob Kerman, who says he called police and the police responded right away to that incident. Well, he says he was compliant with them. Their concern over gun violence in Janesville could cost him, as this bar is now up for review with an alcohol advisory committee this Friday. Now, I talked to Kerman today, who says this is just too tough a punishment, but police say they're not taking chances.
It's an asset to the community that is undisputable. It's a place to see live music. You can see your favorite band you hear on the radio there. It's a safe place. There are no problems. There have been literally no problems in 18 years inside the bar.
As we read the police reports, we spoke with the officers, we reviewed the video, and really appreciated the seriousness of the circumstances. And it was at that point that we decided that the ALAC should hear our concern.
That hearing would be this Friday, and Kerman told me today should the Back Bar lose its liquor license, it would effectively kill the business that they're able to do with bringing in concerts. And Chief Moore told me that anytime the city has a chance to address gun violence, they're going to take it.
All right, Adam Duxter in Rock County. Adam, thank you.
Wisconsin wrestler Tristan Moran has been named the Big Ten Wrestler of the Week. Moran knocked off the #2 wrestler and the #6 wrestler last week at 141 pounds. He could face the #1 wrestler on Friday as Wisconsin hosts Ohio State at the Fieldhouse. Wrestling begins at 8 o'clock.
You have a chance to meet the Badger women's hockey team tomorrow. They'll be at Vilas Park from 6 until 7 tomorrow night. The event was originally set to be an outdoor skate. It's been changed to a meet and greet due to ice conditions at the park. Fans will meet the team, Bucky Badger, and receive autographs as well. Admission to the event is free. And ahead on News 3 Now at 5, the House plans to vote on sending articles of impeachment over to the Senate tomorrow.
Coming up tonight at 6, we're live at the Kohl Center ahead of the Badgers matchup against the Maryland Terrapins. Our Melissa Kim will have a look at the Big Ten matchup at 6.
Some mixed numbers in Tuesday trading on Wall Street. The Dow up 33, the Nasdaq drops 23, while the S&P was down 5. Just trust me. We'll be right back.
The modern farmhouse look is here to stay, and we have it for less at Slumberland Furniture. Use a beige or light gray sofa as your base to build on. Next, mix and match metals and wood. Get your current look for less at Slumberland Furniture.
Save big money on your projects at Menards. Get a washer and dryer that keeps up with your family's needs with Whirlpool front load units. Both feature plenty of room to wash and dry bulky loads. Save over $800 on this laundry pair. Update your floor with Tarkett Occasions laminate flooring. It's durable and features a realistic design. 89 cents per square foot. Plus, get free laminate underlayment after rebate. Save on all your projects at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Back
Back again at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison with another big winner.
We're here with Pete, who just won $50,000 on Progressive Slots. How did you do it, Pete?
Well, first off, you get your rewards club card. You put that in the slots, the slot of your choice, of course. Now there I am. I'm seeing that machine. It's looking at me. We're vibing, and
it's vibing.
It's vibing with me. And then I start pressing buttons. Mash those buttons, as many buttons as you can press.
Buttons. There you have it, folks. Advice from a winner.
Well, I guess it's all about the buttons. Who knew?
All ages will enjoy the new windows we install here at Mad City Windows. Our high-performance Eco Sky windows add beauty and put a stop to those cold, uncomfortable drafts in the wintertime. Give your home an energy upgrade. And with our windows, listen to this, we have one of the lowest U factors in the industry, 0.17, if not the lowest. Beautiful windows, custom-made, whatever size you need. Give us a call anywhere in the greater Madison area right now at 608-338-1616 to take advantage of our winter getaway event. 50% off installation on new windows. Ask about 2.99% interest financing and a bonus. Don't choose between your window project or a vacation. Get both. First 100 homeowners to invest in new windows will receive a 7-day cruise or resort voucher for 2. What are you waiting for? Go to the phone and call now to get an estimate and get a $50 Amazon gift card with your in-home estimate from Mad City Windows.
The modern farmhouse look is here to stay, and we have it for less at Slumberland Furniture. Did you know most items can be in your home within a week? Plus, get free shipping. Get your current look for less at Slumberland Furniture.
Tonight at 6, Melissa Kim is live at the Kohl Center for a big matchup against Maryland. And President Trump kicks off the 2020 campaign year in Wisconsin with a rally in Milwaukee. We'll have live coverage tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Mornings look a little different in every household, but weekday or weekend mornings, most of us just want to know what happened overnight and what's up in the day ahead. So turn on News 3 Now this morning, 7 days a week, for everything you need to plan your day.
Jet fuel dumped by an aircraft returning to Los Angeles International Airport fell onto an elementary school playground today. The Los Angeles County Fire Department says firefighters assessed 17 children and 9 adults who complained of minor injuries. None needed to be taken to a hospital. But the FAA says in a statement that plane that dumped the fuel had declared an emergency after departing LAX. Plane returned and landed without further incident.
After a nearly month-long wait, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi told Democrats they will move tomorrow to send articles of impeachment against President Trump to the Senate. The House must also still vote on impeachment managers who will make the Democrats' case to remove President Trump from office on charges of abuse of power and obstruction of Congress. While names haven't been revealed, several members expect the chairs of the House Intelligence and Judiciary Committees, Adam Schiff and Jerry Nadler, to lead the team.
I think that people we need are folks like Adam and like Jerry, who in a very specific, concrete, matter-of-fact way, without drama, presenting the House case.
This is the most rushed, most biased, and most partisan impeachment process in history.
President Trump's impeachment trial is likely to begin next Tuesday and could last 3 to 5 weeks.
Iran pointing the finger at the United States despite the announcement of arrests and the downing of that Ukrainian jetliner last week. After days of protests in Tehran, Iranian officials say they have arrested several people in the accidental missile attack on that Flight 752 that killed all 176 people on board. Iranian officials say the U.S. bears some of the blame for that incident by ratcheting up tensions after the killing of senior Iranian military commander Qasem Soleimani. The president continues to defend his order to kill Soleimani. Let's look at your first alert weather. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield now with your forecast. Dave?
Eric, some slick spots possible by tomorrow morning because we have another round of light snow and possibly some freezing rain on the way. 2 alert days in the forecast I want to make you aware of. The first one is for tomorrow morning. There could be a few slick spots on the commute, but we're not really expecting major impacts from the round of snow that will be around for tomorrow morning. However, on Friday night into Saturday, our next potentially more significant snow system has its sights on southern Wisconsin. So at this point, we're looking at mainly snow, but we could have some freezing rain mixed in at times on Saturday. So the track is still a little bit uncertain at this point. We'll continue to fine-tune that. It does look like we will have some travel travel impacts of some kind when it comes to that system Friday night into Saturday. High temperatures today made it into the mid-30s and upper 30s across southern Wisconsin. A little bit colder to the north, well warmer to the south with temperatures in the 40s in Moline and Peru. Snow depth, though, really wasn't affected all that much by these slightly above freezing temperatures. Still about 3 to 6 inches of snow across much of the corridor of southern Wisconsin. And we could add to that, not really adding all that much tomorrow, but maybe a half an inch to an inch of snow in some spots, and then potentially adding quite a bit more as we get closer to this weekend. Doppler track is pretty quiet, though, across southern Wisconsin and really a lot of the upper Midwest with just a few flurries here and there. The snow activity is still off to the west. We'll see the snow and freezing rain develop from the south as we get into tomorrow morning, but we should be pretty quiet over the next 12 hours or so. So for tomorrow, for the commute, snow is possible. Also some freezing rain maybe mixing in at times during the morning, especially closer to the state line. As we get into the early afternoon hours, our snow chances go down once again, and we should be quiet on Thursday. Quiet and colder, with temperatures starting off in the single digits in the morning and then only making it into the teens for highs in the afternoon. Live look in Madison on the WIC TV Skycam. It's been a cloudy day for most of the time outside, but even with those clouds, temperatures still ended up about 10 degrees above normal for this time of year. Our low temperatures started off in the low 30s, so that's about 20 degrees above where we typically would see those morning temperatures begin at for the day, and temperatures are still bouncing around from the 30s and teens and 20s over the next couple of days, but it does still look like that consistent cold visits as we get into the start of next week, with temperatures in the teens for highs and near 0 for lows. For tonight, we're in the low 20s, so that's a little bit colder than we started off this morning. Partly cloudy otherwise. For tomorrow, we do have a round of light snow moving through during the morning and early afternoon hours. Freezing rain could mix in at times with temperatures in the low 30s. So let's take a look at future track. We see some snowflakes and maybe some droplets of freezing drizzle moving in. Note the time here, folks. This is around 7 a.m. We do have some snow making its way close to Madison. That snow lasts through most of the morning into the very early afternoon hours, but by about 3 p.m., that snow already to the north and east of Madison, and we'll see those temperatures fall through the 20s and teens into the single digits on Thursday. So a cold start to our day for Thursday, and highs really only making it into the mid to upper teens on Thursday as well. Here's a look at your 7 to 10 day forecast. We're still fine tuning that track for the Friday and Saturday more significant storm, but we do have an alert day in the forecast on Saturday. I think most of the snow will actually fall on Saturday. That's why we don't have anything in for Friday at this point. Now, the snow totals could definitely be affected if we get a more northerly track that would bring some more freezing rain and possibly some rain into the picture, so stay tuned for further details as we iron out that system. So let's take a look at your first alert traffic update. Taking a live look at Park Street and the Beltline, we are definitely noticing some slow go on the Beltline in the eastbound direction. Traffic is backed up all the way to Verona Road, and with some pockets of clearing in there, but also we start to see that volume increase past Park Street as well. And on the westbound side, a little bit slow on the other side of Park Street. Right now, eastbound University Ave to the interstate, 26 minutes, so that's running a little slow. Average speed of around 35 miles per hour. Other routes in and around Madison, not looking too bad. 25 minutes from the Beltline to Janesville with an average speed of around 70 miles per hour. That is your first alert traffic update.
All right, thank you, Dave.
Still ahead on News 3 Now at 5, a warning for all consumers using Microsoft. What experts are saying you need to do to avoid being hacked.
News 3 Now First Alert Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Backed by popular demand, join Planet Fitness for just 20 cents down, $10 a month, no commitment. You could spend a lot to ride the bike of shame.
Give her the hiss of shame.
Or, for 20 cents down, $10 a month, find your own lane. Get tons of equipment and free fitness training. Ring in 2020 for just 20 cents down, $10 a month, no commitment, and no hissing. Join in club or at planetfitness.com. Deal extended to January 16th.
5 Madison area locations. Offer expires January 16th. Stop in and see us today.
Any color, any style that you would want, they can do, and they do it in one day and are so helpful.
Hope realized we could put all new windows in her home in one day. We can do the same for you. Be sure to ask about our winter installation and check out the features of our windows, the Sky Mirror technology that will give your home an energy upgrade year-round. And be sure to ask about our winter getaway event. Look at this, 50% off installation of the Eco Sky windows from Mad City Windows. Ask about 2.99% interest financing and a bonus. Don't choose between your window project or a vacation. Get both. First 100 homeowners to invest in new windows will receive a 7-day cruise or resort voucher for 2. And call during this program, receive a free $50 Amazon gift card with your in-home estimate. Check us out on the web. A lot of folks doing at madcitywindows.com.
Do you take daily prescription pain medications, but they don't help enough? Do you want more options to better manage chronic pain? University of Wisconsin-Madison STAMP Study offers free, safe, therapeutic programs to address chronic pain. The programs occur once a week for 8 weeks and pays up to $340. Call 608-212-6902 today. Again, that's 608-212-6902.
When we say every Culver's Butterburger is cooked to order, here's what we mean.
Could I get a Butterburger?
The Culver's Deluxe, please.
Ketchup, mustard, pickle, and onion?
Craig Culver, I'm going to cook for you. Follow me.
I would love
Come on in. Fresh beef.
It looks great.
And we're looking for that nice sear, just like we got right here. That's where that great steak flavor comes from.
Totally fresh, made to order, the way you want it.
Searing it to perfection is really cool to see that.
Welcome to Delicious.
Now get a Ford F-150 with $11,489 in total estimated savings, or get 0 for 72-month financing.
National Security Agency says it has found a serious vulnerability in all of Microsoft's operating systems.
This comes as Microsoft is urging all users to download Windows 10 for free. As of today, the company will no longer provide security fixes for the very popular Windows 7. Hillary Lane breaks it all down.
NSA cybersecurity experts announced the flaw in Microsoft's operating system in a phone call to the media and urged all Microsoft users to install a new security patch immediately.
Today's patch has a number of critical and important patches, and we urge network owners to implement all of them.
The NSA says government and military agencies got the patch earlier, and they are secure. Experts say the flaw, left unfixed, could give hackers an open door.
There is a critical vulnerability inside the Windows operating system that would allow hackers or governments all over the world to potentially spy on what happens inside the Windows operating system, not just for your home PC, but for computers that run systems at banks, power plants, and other systems across the world.
Computers with automatic updates enabled will get the fix automatically. Otherwise, users need to go into their computer setting and select Windows Update. This comes on the same day Microsoft is urging customers to ditch Windows 7. That operating system is 10 years old, and Microsoft says it will no longer provide free security updates. Windows 7 users can download the latest Windows 10 for free.
If you don't upgrade your Windows 7 PC, you're putting yourself and your company at pretty high risk of not just being hacked by a government or some big state-sponsored actor, but by almost any hacker who can take advantage of this loophole.
Microsoft is now offering security upgrades every week, calling it Patch Tuesday. Experts say this latest patch is critical. Hillary Lane, CBS News, New York.
Let's stay with us. We'll have another check your forecast with Dave Caulfield when we return.
For reliable weather day in and day out, watch First Alert Weather.
At 39, Mike Bloomberg was fired. He turned around and started his own business, now with 20,000 employees. Determination. It's the way Mike will get it done.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
Attic Angel community, bringing out the magic of living.
When it comes to windows, listen to this. A lower U factor means better insulation that holds the heat in. And here at Mad City Windows, our Eco Sky windows have a U factor as low as 0.17, one of the lowest, if not the lowest. Take a look at the extra coatings of low E. Look at the colors. We don't have the color, we'll make it for you. And we can install them in the wintertime. Ask about our winter installation. Don't put it off. It's not too late to call and get new windows in your home. Don't be uncomfortable in your own home all winter long. And take advantage of our winter getaway event. 50% off installation. Ask about 2.99% interest financing, a bonus. Last chance in this program to call to get the bonus. Don't choose between your window project or a vacation. Get both. Listen to this. The first 100 homeowners to invest in new windows will receive a 7-day cruise or a resort voucher for 2. Call now and get a $50 Amazon gift card with your estimate. Check us out at madcitywindows.com.
Dear road rivals, I hope you like second place, because first place is all mine. You see, AMCI testing certified that I have better traction up steep hills than the Honda CR-V. I'm a stickler for really good traction, and I won't let go of my grip on first place anytime soon. Sorry, not sorry. RAV4. Toyota, let's go places.
I've heard 5G is going to be fast, but will I get a signal when I need it?
U.S. Cellular 5G is coming to Wisconsin. A more powerful network that stays connected without interruption, so you get the nonstop service you need that works seamlessly from outdoors to indoors and never misses a beat, even in a crowd.
5G that works where I want. Now that's fair.
Unlimited data starts at $30 per month. It's the best value in wireless, just $30 per month. So switch today. U.S. Cellular. Choose fair.
700,000 more New Yorkers have health care coverage because Mayor Bloomberg got it done. He'll build on Obamacare with universal coverage and lower the cost of prescription medicine. Mike will get it done.
I'm Mike Bloomberg, and I approve this message.
Could get slippery tomorrow morning.
Yeah, especially as we get to the later portions of the commute, because a little bit of snow and possibly even some freezing rain on the way tomorrow morning into the early afternoon hours, so an alert day in the forecast. Cold on Thursday with temperatures in the upper teens, and then Friday night into the day on Saturday, possibly some significant snow on the way.
All right, we're back in 30 minutes. For News Now at 6, the CBS Evening News is next.
Breaking news tonight, hazmat emergency. A passenger plane making an emergency landing dumps more than 10,000 gallons of jet fuel over LA, even hitting a school playground. Dozens now sickened. Nearly 100 firefighters and paramedics on the scene. Tonight, how dangerous could that fuel be?
My eyes are itchy.
Blown out of the sky. New video shows that doomed Ukrainian plane still in the air after being hit by a missile over Iran. Were passengers still alive before a second missile hit? The new arrest tonight and the growing anger in Iran. Going on trial, the Senate sets a date to start President Trump's impeachment trial. Could the president's closest aides now be forced to testify? At it again, the same Russian military unit that hacked into Hillary Clinton's campaign, now accused of hitting the Ukrainian company at the center of the impeachment scandal. Were they digging for dirt on Joe Biden? Cash machines in Florida blown apart by thieves. The manhunt now on for the brazen burglars. Tonight, just how much money could they have stolen? Fearing vaccines. The new data on how Americans feel about getting vaccines that has doctors on edge. Streets of Fire. Bruce Springsteen's son has a new job, why he'll soon be fighting fires instead of singing smoldering ballads. And a World War II medic finally gets the recognition he earned at age 103, how he summoned the courage to save lives as bombs fell around him.
This is the CBS Evening News with Norah O'Donnell, reporting from the nation's capital.
Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. We're going to begin tonight with breaking news out of Southern California. A Delta flight headed to China dumped more than 10,000 gallons of jet fuel over Los Angeles, sickening as many as 60 people, including school children. The plane had just taken off when an engine problem forced it to release its fuel and make an emergency landing. All All of the passengers on board are safe and a larger disaster was averted, but all of that fuel rained down on at least 6 schools, including on a playground. Danya Bacchus leads off our coverage tonight.
We have approximately 20 children complaining of irritation to the skin and eyes.
As emergency crews raced to a Southern California elementary school, they feared the worst.
We do have the smell of fuel in the area right now.
Park Avenue Elementary is on the landing path to LAX.
89 heavy, we have engine compressor stalls on the right engine. We're requesting runway 25 right.
A Delta Airlines 777 bound for Shanghai and loaded with fuel had just taken off when the pilot declared an emergency, circled to land, and on final approach, dumped fuel, some of it raining down on the school playground.
I was so scared, so we just went inside. And then my eyes started itching.
That can't be good, right? Video is believed to be that Delta flight as it neared LAX. The airline confirms the plane experienced an engine issue and had an emergency fuel release to reduce landing weight.
We're just going to continue to do air monitoring all throughout this into the night.
The FAA is investigating this incident because there are special procedures for dumping fuel over a major city. Pilots can typically dump fuel over an ocean. However, the FAA says if an emergency arises, they should try to dump the fuel as far away from populated areas as possible. Nora?
Danya, thank you. Tonight, new video has emerged showing 2 Iranian missiles striking a Ukrainian jetliner last week and killing all 176 people on board. And we're learning there was nearly 30 seconds between the first and second missile, and neither brought down the plane immediately. So imagine the frantic attempt by pilots to turn the plane around and land it. David Martin reports.
The first anti-aircraft missile can be seen streaking right to left across the screen. It explodes next to the plane, almost certainly piercing the fuselage with shrapnel.
A loud noise, possibly warhead debris coming through the skin of the aircraft, utter confusion on the airplane, the sensation of the pilot struggling to keep the thing airborne.
30 seconds elapse before a second missile is fired.
Passenger jets are large airplanes. After that first missile hit, the operator in the surface-to-air missile site was not certain that he had brought down the airplane and fired the second missile.
After the second one explodes, the sky goes dark until a faint glow emerges as the burning aircraft tries to make it back to the airport. Then a fireball which doomed any chance of survival.
Once that fuel on that aircraft, which is taking off and is loaded with fuel, when that fuel detonates, it's going to be a very bright explosion.
You can only imagine what the people on the plane were going through, a thought that will torment Hamed Ismailian, whose wife and daughter were on board, for the rest of his life.
What were they thinking about at the very last moment? I can't answer that question.
Iran today announced arrests for what was apparently a horrendous mistake by the missile operators. But perhaps the biggest mistake was the failure to close Iranian airspace to commercial traffic at a time when air defenses were on high alert. Nora?
Seems inexcusable. David, thank you. 4 weeks after they voted to impeach President Trump, the House is set to send articles of impeachment to the Senate, and a trial is likely to begin a week from today. Chief Justice John Roberts will preside. Nancy Cordes has new information tonight from Capitol Hill.
A 28-day delay comes to an end tomorrow when House Speaker Nancy Pelosi releases the articles of impeachment without securing the assurances her party sought.
We're in better shape than we were a few weeks ago, but there's no certainties here at all.
Democrats have been pushing for new testimony in the Senate trial to come.
I would have wanted to have a clear indication that there will be witnesses, especially with people like John Bolton saying that they would testify.
The articles will be hand-delivered to the Senate, as they were before the Clinton impeachment trial, by a set of House impeachment managers, who will then serve as prosecutors in the Senate trial.
We need witnesses.
Opening statements alone could last for weeks, with senators serving as silent jurors for hours every afternoon.
I expect to drink a lot of coffee and not a heavy lunch. You know what I'm saying?
A small group of Senate Republicans wants to hear from witnesses, too, and they could force the hand of Senate Leader Mitch McConnell.
We're going to vote on that at the appropriate time after we listen to the arguments.
And would the White House be able to block those witnesses?
51 senators will decide who to call. After that, who knows who will employ what kind of legal devices? I have no idea.
And Nancy joins us from Capitol Hill with some news just coming in tonight. And Nancy, I understand the House Intelligence Committee has just uncovered some new evidence?
Yes, House investigators are releasing a trove of texts, notes, and other documents that they recently obtained from Lev Parnas. He is an associate of the president's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, and he says that he was involved in this pressure campaign in Ukraine. Some of these documents suggest that they were even having the U.S. ambassador to Ukraine followed. Democrats acknowledge that Parnas himself has some credibility issues. Nora?
All right, Nancy, thank you. The impeachment, of course, is centered on allegations that the president pressured Ukraine for information on Joe Biden and his son Hunter. Well, tonight we're learning details about a new Russian hacking effort into a Ukrainian gas company. Jeff Begays reports the timing of the hack is especially important.
The report says Russian military hackers targeted Burisma, the firm where Joe Biden's son, Hunter, served on the board. It is the same company President Trump wanted investigated.
Hunter, you're a loser. Why did you get $1.5 billion, Hunter?
The breach came just as talk of impeachment intensified on Capitol Hill. The hackers tricked some of Burisma's employees into handing over their logging credentials and got into one of the company's servers. The hackers barraged the company with phishing attacks.
And when it's your job to hack organizations on behalf of your government, you're never going to stop.
Nora O'Donnell asked the former vice president on 60 Minutes about the likelihood he'd be the target in 2020.
The Russians are targeting you.
The Russians don't want me to be president, and Trump doesn't want me to be the nominee.
U.S. intelligence officials have warned that the Russians would again meddle in the presidential election.
Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing.
In 2016, they stole and released thousands of documents and emails from Hillary Clinton's campaign.
The Russians wouldn't pick this company out of the blue.
Jim Lewis consults for the U.S. government on cybersecurity.
They're looking for stuff they can use later on. And it depends who ends up being the Democratic nominee.
And Jeff joins us. These phishing emails, have others been targeted?
Area 1, the cybersecurity company, says several top candidates over the last several months have received about 1,000 phishing emails. Those are the kinds of emails that look for your credentials, passwords, or try to insert malware.
All right, Jeff Begays, thank you. News of the Burisma hack comes as Joe Biden and 5 rivals are set to square off tonight in the last debate before the Iowa caucuses, and the stakes are high. The last 4 Democratic caucus winners have gone on to win the party's nomination. Ed O'Keefe is in Des Moines.
Responding to the apparent Russian hacking, Joe Biden's campaign said it proves that both Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin understand the true stakes of this election. And a new ad Biden is airing today in Iowa calls out the president's continued focus on him.
He's got Joe Biden on his mind.
Polling consistently shows voters believe Biden is best positioned to defeat Mr. Trump in the general election. And that has other Democratic candidates and Republicans trying to raise doubts about the former vice president. Bernie Sanders has been engaged in a feud with Elizabeth Warren, but he tweeted today that he doesn't think Biden's record will bring forth the energy Democrats need to defeat the president. At the Capitol, Republican House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy argued that Biden will have an unfair advantage over Sanders and other senators running for president once the impeachment trial gets underway.
The only rightful thing of Joe Biden is to make a pledge not to campaign, why Bernie Sanders cannot.
Warren said yesterday that Sanders once told her he didn't think a woman could be elected president. Now her campaign is asking supporters to back off Sanders and focus instead on the moderates in the race, including Joe Biden. But perhaps the question for tonight's debate is whether Warren will do the same. Nora?
I bet there'll be a dust-up. All right, Ed, thank you. In Florida tonight, a manhunt is underway for a bomber targeting bank cash machines. Police tonight are on alert, worried that an innocent person could be hurt or killed while visiting an ATM. Chris Van Cleve reports tonight from Tampa.
The third time was the payday for this brazen bombing bandit, blowing up ATMs in the dark of night. Early Sunday morning, this masked man, who police believe is behind the robberies, spray painted over the security cameras outside this region's bank near Tampa before strapping a bomb to the drive-up ATM and blowing open its money-filled vault.
This is extremely worrisome.
Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Chronister.
What was different this time from the other two that allowed him to actually walk away with money?
I think that this individual is inexperienced, and he's been playing with this recipe and played with it enough to be successful enough to access the safe within the ATM.
The same man may be responsible for 2 other early morning ATM bombings since November. In both, security cameras were spray painted before the drive-up ATMs were blown up. But the bad guy left empty-handed, failing to blast his way to the cash. Investigators think the suspect and his potential accomplice may have targeted that same Regions branch before. The bank's cameras were spray painted over in July and again in September. And in December, a 4th area bank had its cameras tagged.
The sheriff won't say how much was in that ATM, but we know from other ATM crimes, bad guys have made off with up to $200,000. Tonight, the FBI and ATF have joined the hunt for the bomber. Nora?
All right, Chris, thank you. Tonight, the vaccination debate rages on in this country, even though we know vaccinations are safe and necessary. Lawmakers in New Jersey failed to pass a bill that would have eliminated religious exemptions for school-required vaccinations. And a new poll shows support for vaccinations has dropped 10% in the U.S. over the past 2 decades. Meg Oliver now on what's driving the decline.
New Jersey is the latest state fighting over vaccination requirements for children to attend public school. On Monday, thousands protested a bill that would eliminate religious exemptions. Lisa DeRogatis has never vaccinated her 3 children.
I feel like this is a fascist overreach of the government and taking away religious and medical freedoms.
The new poll shows a 20-year drop in vaccine support among all age groups, the steepest, ages 30 to 49, at 12%. But 86% of Americans say vaccines are not more dangerous than the diseases they prevent. Dr. Peter Hotez is an infectious disease specialist.
We're seeing a decline because of a rise in anti-vaccine misinformation coupled with political activities.
5 states have banned non-medical exemptions, including New York, which eliminated its religious exemption last year after measles outbreaks that started in 2018. Public health officials say vaccine rates need to stay high, above 90%, to protect those who can't be vaccinated, babies and those who are immune compromised.
Until we step up our level of advocacy and take down the fake information, the measles epidemics that we saw in 2019 are going to become a new normal in America.
The World Health Organization called skepticism about vaccines one of the top 10 global health threats in 2019. At a summit last month, they said more doctor training is needed to address concerns from the public. Nora?
An education campaign. Meg, thank you. And there is still much more news ahead on tonight's CBS Evening News. Why Meghan Markle is all smiles in Canada. The surprise shipped all the way from London after she and Harry stepped back from their royal duties. Later, he proved his bravery as he faced down German bombs. Tonight, how America is finally showing its gratitude.
Saturdays happen. Pain happens. Aleve it. Aleve is proven stronger and longer on pain than Tylenol. When pain happens, Aleve it. All day strong.
Oh, no. The good news, our comfort lasts all day. The bad news, so does his energy. Depend FitFlex underwear offers your best comfort and protection guaranteed. Because perfect or not, life's better when you're in it. Be there with Depend.
You don't want to cancel your plans. Cancel your cold. The one-pill power of Advil Multi-Symptom Cold and Flu knocks out your worst symptoms. Cancel your cold, not your plans. Advil Multi-Symptom Cold and Flu. Wherever we want to go, we just have to start. Auto save your way there with Chase. Chase, make more of what's yours.
NyQuil Severe gives you powerful relief for your worst cold and flu symptoms. On Sunday night and every night. NyQuil Severe, the nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head, best sleep with a cold medicine.
Today, your information is more exposed than ever. When you shop, bank, or browse online, you're vulnerable to cybercriminals. More threats demand more protection. That's why Norton and LifeLock are now one, combining device security, VPN for online privacy, and LifeLock identity theft protection, backed by $1 million protection package. Get all-in-one protection on Norton.com.
The Duchess of Sussex was spotted today in Canada, one day after the Queen gave the okay for Harry and Meghan to quit the royal family. But tonight the plan may have hit a stumbling block. Mark Phillips reports from London.
A hooded figure boarding a seaplane, said by a British newspaper to be the first glimpse of Meghan since her return to Canada, where she and Harry intend to reboot their lives. Their plans have now been approved at the Royal Summit attended by the Queen, but nobody, not even Canada's Prime Minister, seems to know exactly how those plans will work.
I think most Canadians are very supportive of having royals be here, but how that looks and what kind of cost is involved, there's still lots of discussions.
As if they needed another problem, the couple's court case against another British newspaper just got uglier. Meghan claims publishing a private letter to her estranged father was intrusion. The newspaper is now fighting back, filing documents saying that as a public figure, she's open to scrutiny. The couple's fractious relationship with the press is one of the reasons they say they want out. And now there are reports that Meghan and Harry have flown their 2 dogs out to Canada. In royal circles, Nora, that's a serious statement of intent.
All right, Mark, thank you. Sam Springsteen, the youngest son of legendary rocker Bruce, was sworn in today as a Jersey City firefighter. Seems he was born to run toward danger. The boss's son, who's 26, has served as a volunteer since 2014. Bruce's song, Into the Fire, was inspired by the firefighters who died on 9/11. Up next, a World War II hero finally gets his due and reveals what inspired him on the battlefield.
If you can't watch the CBS Evening News, you can listen. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Sponsored by Oral-B.
So, Bob, what do you take for back pain?
Before I take anything, I apply topical pain relievers first. Salonpas lidocaine patch blocks pain receptors for effective, non-addictive relief. Salonpas lidocaine patch, roll-on, or cream.
At exactly 7:37 each day, Bob leaves for his 23-minute drive to work. But this morning had other plans. The light. Inconvenient? Yes. Easy to fix? Yes. The unexpected relief when you have someone who cares.
Let's get you taken care of.
Do you have concerns about mild memory loss related to aging? Prevagen is the #1 pharmacist-recommended memory support brand. You can find it in the vitamin aisle in stores everywhere. Prevagen, healthier brain, better life.
We rent this cabin every year.
That's perfect for us. Affordable, convenient, just what we need.
Like our wireless service, Consumer Cellular. We get everything we need at a really great price.
Consumer Cellular offers talk, text, and data for as low as $20 a month. And they've received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 7 times in a row.
Switching was easy. We even kept our phones and numbers.
And more of our money.
Make the switch to Consumer Cellular. Call, go online, or find us at Target.
As a struggling actor, I need all the breaks that I can get. At Liberty Mutual.
Cut.
Liberty Line.
Cut. Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Cut. Liberty. Am I allowed to riff? What if I come out of the water? Liberty Bibbity.
Cut. We'll dub it.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Understanding the world begins with the right questions.
What can voters expect to see today?
CBS This Morning.
More than 75 years after he showed remarkable courage on the battlefield, a Massachusetts man has finally received the recognition he earned. Like many in the greatest generation, he's uncomfortable being called a hero. Don Daler introduces us.
Peter Fantasia has spent his 103 years thinking of himself as an ordinary American, just living a good life.
He was the one you went to. He was the one that helped out the neighbors.
But Fantasia proved anything but ordinary one terrifying night in France when the young army medic was crouching in his foxhole as German artillery shells burst all around him.
God says, Peter, do the job. So my feet kicked me the hell out of my hole. I went from one hole here, he gave him medicine, a shot, bandages.
We don't know how many lives he saved that night. We do know the next day the Germans captured him. He spent the next 6 months as a POW.
Didn't make any big deal about it.
No, still doesn't.
Still doesn't.
The family was surprised to learn that in addition to a Silver Star for Valor, Fantasia was entitled to 8 other medals that he'd never received.
What he did in his life before us, it's breathtaking.
Peter, do you want me to pin these on you? Or?
So last Monday, after more than 7 decades, technician 3rd grade Peter Fantasia was finally given the honors he deserves.
Thank you again.
He still doesn't know what all the fuss is about.
God took care of me, he made me do the job, and that's it.
But his kids say, if you ask this father, grandfather, great-grandfather, great-great-grandfather what he's proudest of, it's one thing.
The family. The family.
Us.
Don Daler, CBS News, Reading, Massachusetts.
We can never give our veterans enough, and Peter turns 104 next month. We'll be right back.
For your worst sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool Drops. It's not candy, it's powerful relief. Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool Drops. And try new VapoCool Spray.
The good news, our comfort lasts all day.